Hey everyone, it's Nate here with Element Van Life. Just want to do my Tuesday Q&A video. I do these every other Tuesday for now, and the way it works is just post your questions below in the comments section, and I will answer them in the next Tuesday Q&A video. Today's the 26th. The next one will be on August 9th. So put your questions below, and I will answer them in the next one. Let's get started, guys. We have a lot of great questions to go over. You have to excuse me, I'm losing my voice a little bit. I've been working a ton the past few days, which is good, I guess, because I was out of work for so long with the infection. But yeah, I've been working a lot the past few days, so I'm kind of losing my voice because I'm always yelling, and I might have a little bit of a cold too, so it's kind of crazy. But just bear with me for this. Let's get started, guys. First question comes from DRSPONG. I don't know if that's Doctor's Pong or Dr. Pong, Dr. Spong. I don't know, we'll see what it is. But he said you must explain how you became a Cleveland Browns fan. That's something that I mentioned in my last video. I'm a Boston sports fan for everything because I grew up in that area, but I'm, for some reason, in football, a Browns fan. It kind of started back when I was a kid, when the Browns were reinstated into the league when they came back. Back in, I think, 2000 or 1999 was their inaugural season when they came back as a team in the league, and that's when I hopped on the bandwagon. I still have like a Tim Couch jersey from back then, which I still wear on Sundays, during the football season and stuff, and still have it. I've stuck by them. But yeah, I kind of just decided to jump on that bandwagon when I was a kid. I had an experience at a New England Patriots game with my dad that I went to, and there was a big touchdown. I was just a little kid, and I couldn't see it because the crowd all jumped up, and I was just so sad by that. And that's not really it. I also used to play with the Browns, like in the video games, like NFL Quarterback Club on N64. I don't know if anyone's ever played that before, but it was so fun. And I would always play with like the historic Browns teams. And then, like Jim Brown and Otto Graham and all that stuff. And then from there, I just kind of stuck to it. Became a Browns fan. I got that Tim Couch jersey when they came back into the league the next year. And I have been a unfortunate, sad Browns fan ever since. But Josh Gordon just got reinstated for anybody who follows the NFL. So that could maybe be good. I'm not getting my hopes up, but you never know. We'll see what happens. Carolyn Dodd asked, "How is your face?" Signed, Mom. My mom asks me that like every day, so that's pretty funny. But it is getting better, guys. The infection is improving. I mean, it's not perfect yet. It's still tender, which kind of worries me a little bit, and it's still swollen. And I've been in the ocean like every day for the past 5 days. I've had lessons all day, every day. So I am getting a little beat up out there, so I'm hoping that it holds up. I need to spend the next 3 weeks making as much money as I can so that I can travel in the fall. But for now, it is seemingly okay. It's better. I've been off the antibiotics for quite a few days now, and it hasn't come back yet. But we'll see how it goes. Jeffrey Graham asked, "What is your sleeping situation?" I'm planning to do a video on that within the next couple of weeks, just on like my nighttime routine, so you can get a full view of my stealth mode sleeping situation and all that. It takes me a while to set up the bed, so I'm not going to do it right now. But if you do go over to my first video, tour of Honda Element Camper, the first one that I ever uploaded, it'll be on my channel. You can find it. And that actually does show the sleeping situation as the whole bed is extended. Really, it just works. This bed just kind of extends up. I put the front seats forward all the way, and then I use this little thing right here. You can see that, just that little piece of wood. And then I have another folding one right over here, which collapsible one that I made. And those act as the front supports for the bed when it slides forward, and it works out really well. But if you check out the first video, you can get a glimpse of it, and I'll get into more detail. I'm gonna make another video on that soon. Suresh asks, "Hi Nate, hey, how is the rash and has it healed completely?" So I already kind of gave you the update on that. I wouldn't say it's completely healed just yet, but it's getting there. It's definitely getting better. The official diagnosis from the doctors was MRSA. That's what the doctor said. I went to the same urgent care a couple of times, and they said it was MRSA. It eventually responded to the 4th antibiotic, so I would assume that it was bacterial, that because it responded to it and it has healed. But it is still a little swollen, a little tender, but hopefully it just continues to get better and my immune system can take care of it. We'll see how it goes. I'll keep you guys posted if anything gets bad with it, but for now, I'm back to work and I'm trying to make as much money as I can. That's my focus right now, up until I travel in the fall. Wookie Senshi asks, "Loving the videos, dude. Thank you. He also said, so he said, if when you ever upgrade from the Element, would you ever consider staying in the Honda family and getting an Odyssey? I probably wouldn't get an Odyssey. I've done a lot of research on cars. I think I've mentioned this to you guys. I'm definitely kind of a car dork to an extent, and I'm actually working on an app that goes into detail about cars and stuff like that. It's a long way from being complete though, so we'll see how it goes. But the Odyssey, based on the research that I've done, has a lot of issues, like going back. So like 2003, I think, 2004, maybe even 05. Some of those earlier generation years, similar to the Element, my Element's in 03, I had a lot of issues with like the transmission going out and a lot of problems with them. And obviously not everyone is bad. A lot of people have had Odysseys and swear by them, you know. So, but the fact that they have such a frequent issue with the, with the transmissions does worry me a little bit. Maybe some of the newer ones are a little bit better. I think maybe 08 and 09. I can't remember the years off the top of my head, but just do your research on it if you are going to consider getting an Odyssey to move up. I know you said, I remember you said you have a CRV. The CRV has size, but yeah, I mean, obviously it would be a heck of a lot better to have a minivan, so you have a lot more space and you could actually set up like a full bed and not have to be moving it and breaking it down. Absolutely, I think that would be great. Maybe if you don't have like an Odyssey in the family or something like that, or if you're not going to get a great deal on one and you're just looking for minivans, maybe look into the Toyota Sienna as well, and maybe a few other ones as well, just to kind of see. I mean, minivans are interesting. There's a lot of good ones and a lot of bad ones. So do your research. There's a website called carcomplaints.com. If you check out that website, it definitely has a lot of good information if you're looking to get a minivan instead of the CRV, and for more space, and you can look up all the different vans on there, and it'll tell you information about which model years are better versus which ones aren't, and all that. Good luck looking for what you're doing there. But yeah, I think if I had to rank it, I would rank the Sienna above the Odyssey, and then, I mean, that's not saying the Odyssey's terrible. I might want to get an Odyssey instead of like a Ford Windstar or something like that. But I mean, it is what it is. You just have to be careful with them to an extent, because they do have that transmission issue from the past. I hope that helps. I kind of ramble a little bit. I'm sorry. Eddie T says, "What about a 12-volt electric blanket?" I'm not even thinking about electric blankets right now. It's like 90 degrees right now. It's hot. I got the windows open. It's 7 o'clock and I'm melted in here, so not thinking about that now. But yeah, I mean, I have looked into it for like wintertime and stuff. I really don't mind sleeping in the cold though. I kind of like it, actually. I kind of like when it's like 40 degrees in here and I have to like wear my hat and bundle up, I prefer that. So I don't think I would ever do that unless I was in a really cold environment, like 10 degrees, something like that outside. But I haven't experienced that yet and don't really intend to at any time in the future, so if I can avoid it. So I probably won't go with 12-volt electric blanket. They also tend to, I think, use a lot of power. I would assume even just like the small heating pads that are just like 2 feet by 2 feet or whatever, even smaller maybe. They're gonna pull a lot of power. I can imagine quite a few, maybe 3 or 4 amps, maybe even more than that, just to stay on for a little while. And right now my solar system will definitely not support that. Ashmat99 asks, what kind of guitar do you have and how long have you been playing? I have a Taylor 214 CE. I primarily play acoustic guitar. I absolutely love it. It's my baby, probably one of the best things that I have. I absolutely love it. But yeah, it's I've been playing since I started in college. I had a roommate in college my freshman year who had a guitar, and he didn't really play it that much, but I started playing, and that's what I learned on. I remember the first song I learned was Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd. I still remember it. And then I just kind of went from there. I eventually got my own and started playing, and then I got another one, and then next thing you know, I had 3 going into that whole phase where I had too much stuff I was talking about in one of my previous videos, and then eventually I sold everything. I had an electric, I had a Telecaster, but I got rid of it, and I've stuck with just the Taylor, and it works out for me. It's perfect, just what I need. But yeah, total years, freshman year of college was 08, so I guess about 8 years now. I've been playing for about 8 years. Lewis Nunn says, love your videos. Thank you. Does your battery charge while driving, or is it just solar? Right now, the deep cycle battery that I have down there is primarily coming from the solar. I am having some issues with it though, guys. It was working really well for the first couple of months, and I don't know If maybe there's a loose wire, I might need to play around with that, or if it is something more, I'm thinking it's probably not just a loose wire because I've already reset it all. It hasn't been charging as much, so I'm noticing I'm not getting the same solar output that I was when I first bought it, which leads me to think that like there's an issue with one of the cells or an issue with the battery or something. But I'm definitely looking into the isolator thing, and I'm probably going to get that installed, maybe even before I leave on my trip at the end of the summer. We'll see. But for now, it is just solar, and it, like I said, it was working out really well for the first couple of months. But it's starting to get a little bit of a pain. It's starting to become a little bit of a pain. Scott Beisel asks, say you leave your headlights on in your car and battery dies. Are you able to jump the car battery with your solar battery using jumper cables? I'm not. I don't have jumper cables to run from the deep cycle battery to jump it. I'm sure that you probably could. It might take some time to charge it up, but I'm sure that would work. I'm sure that there's some sort of device you could use, but I actually just have a portable jumper kit, just one of those little portable ones, and I actually use that for for backup to run like the fridge. Say if this battery goes down, like the other night, I noticed this battery went down, and it was like early in the evening, and I was like, what happened? I guess the solar panel didn't charge it all day. I was parked under a tree, so that could have had an effect, but whatever. So I ended up unplugging it from there because it was dead, and the fridge won't run if the battery gets below 50%. So I used that little jumper pack, and the fridge ran all night, and I didn't lose all my food overnight. And then once the sun came back up, it restored the power of this battery here, and I was able to kind of get away with it. But yeah, I have one of those things. It's in the back right now, but just one of those little jump starters, and that thing works well. I've never used it, but I've had like 3 or 4 people ask me for a jump just randomly, like in parking lots and stuff, and I'll be like, yeah, I got this thing. I'll give them that, and they'll jump their car. So someone's been getting use out of it, just hasn't been me. just random folks on the street and stuff. But I'm sure it'll come in handy eventually. All right, what else do we have here? Gary Tanaka asks, how are you doing with the antibiotics? Did it work? Glad to see you're in good spirits. Yeah, so the antibiotics, I think I just answered that, but it looked like they did work overall, and we'll see how it goes over the next few weeks, few months. But for now, things seem to be getting a little bit better. So Dave Avery asks here, boring insurance question alert, does being a van dweller affect your coverage at all? Insured in Massachusetts, for example, or Louisiana, and living in California, and if so, issue with the insurance company, void, you lied, so on and so forth. Okay, yeah. The car was modified. Okay, so also if having the modification inside, if that affects insurance as well. It doesn't seem like, I don't really know the answer to that question, but for me, like, I have full coverage insurance on the Element, and I would assume that I'm traveling. That's really what it is. I'm a Louisiana resident. I technically live in Louisiana. My car's registered there. It's insured there, but I'm on a road trip, and I'm traveling in California for a little bit, and I'm going to go to the Northwest, and then I'm going to probably end up back in Louisiana for a few months in the wintertime, or even for maybe 4 or 5 months in the wintertime. We'll see how it goes. But as far as they're concerned, there, that I think in terms of location, I'm allowed to travel. I'm on a road trip. That's all it is. I'm just traveling, and living for a little bit in California, and then going on from there. But yeah, I think most van dwellers will pick their home location. Even full-time RVers will pick their home location. Normally, in Florida, North Dakota, or Texas, because of no income tax and all that kind of thing. But maybe eventually I'll relocate to one of those states. But for now, just because I was in Louisiana and because the car was already registered there, it was easy. And that's where, and I also reside there for part of the year as well. So that's how that is. And then in terms of like modifications to it and how that affects it, really, it's just a camper conversion, right? None of the modification in here are like permanent. There's nothing that's like, stuck to the structure of the vehicle, so it doesn't affect the structure of the vehicle at all. It doesn't really do much. Driving around in a camping stove, anybody could drive around with a camping stove, You could drive around with a camp stove in your car, or anyone could, and it wouldn't, I don't see how that would void their insurance because they drove around somewhere with a camping stove in the car. So that's the way that I look at it, though. I assume that that's how they would as well, but who knows? Just hopefully I don't have too many horrible doom and gloom situations like that, and we'll be all right. But we'll see how it goes. D. Nixon asks about my bathroom bottle there. It's just kind of gross, you know. And I switch the bathroom bottles out a lot. And they also asked if I have a sign that says, if this van is rocking, don't come knocking. I don't. I obviously don't have that sign. That would definitely give away the stealth, the stealth aspect if I put that sign up on the van. Fernando Herrera says, hey man, I love your vids. Thank you. Any plans on getting a pet? I would like to get like a small hypoallergenic dog. I think that'd be so cool to have. But right now, it definitely won't. It definitely won't work. I am like a little allergic to dogs, so it'd have to be like one of like the smaller ones. But with the Element, I think it's probably too small to make it work. It wouldn't be fair to the dog, you know. If I had like a bigger, like a Ford Econoline, like an E350 or something like that, I think you could definitely get away with it, no problem. But the Element is a little bit tiny, so I don't think it would be fair. And then also, like with what I'm doing now, I'm working all day. It wouldn't be fair to the dog. It's not like I have the ability to work from the Element. You know, I can't just like set up a desk in here and really get work done for a few hours. So it'd be too tough, I think. But maybe if I ever get a bigger van, definitely something that I'll think about doing for sure. Roland Santos asks, ever thought of using a roof rack shower / water tank? I have. I've definitely thought of getting something like that. And eventually I probably will get like one of the spray bottles or something, some sort of outdoor shower if I'm going to be like off grid or traveling for a while on campgrounds. But you know, for now I got that Planet Fitness membership. I started that a few weeks ago. So that's been working out okay. I mean, it's a heck of a drive to get there for now, but once I'm traveling, it's going to be perfect to have. So I knew that it was going to be good. So for showers, that's working out for now. If I'm ever going to be like really off grid and on a campsite, then I'll obviously try to get like a roof rack kind of shower or something like that and use that instead. But he also mentioned using the small Velcro pieces instead of the duct tape on the window. So I use the small Velcro pieces actually, but they don't stick to the glass as well, so they come off a lot. So I also put duct tape on there for now. I'm going to redo all the Reflectix, and then I'm going to probably do a whole new video touring the entire Element once I make that upgrade in a couple, maybe the battery isolator, who knows. But yeah, I'm definitely going to do the new Reflectix at some point. That's on the agenda for sure, because the duct tape is ridiculous. It's not working out so well. Yeah, he said, beach spot also, cool. Also interested in Element, dreamed of one day camping. The Element is definitely a cool vehicle, man. If you're considering getting something for camping, I think it's absolutely perfect. I think it's getting harder to find them though, because they're not made anymore, you know, but definitely something to consider. He said that he was considering, you know, doing a camping type trip with an Element. If you want good pizza, drop into my buddy's pizza place, Rosario, on Mission Boulevard. Cool. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. I've been actually craving pizza, so maybe I'll go there this week. That sounds awesome. That's probably really close to where I work. So very cool. I'll definitely check that out. Thanks for the suggestion. That sounds good. All right. Ravi Patel asks, do you think getting the Element was a mistake because of the size, and do you wish now that you'd be better off with a bigger SUV or minivan? I don't think it was a mistake, guys. I mean, I like the idea that it's smaller. I think that it's way more stealthy. I think I get so much stealth out of the fact that it's a smaller vehicle, that it's an SUV, that it's not a big old van, you know. So I'm definitely a fan of that, and I don't really need any more space. I mean, if I was traveling with someone else, then maybe it would be a good idea to have something a little bigger. But you know, for me right now, the space in the Element is perfect. I think it's fine, and everything that I own fits in here very nicely. No problem at all. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit of a pain setting up the bed and stuff at night, but you know, for that sacrifice, the stealthiness that I have, I think is great, and I think it works out. And at the time when I bought the Element, I didn't even know if I was going to be doing the Van Duong thing. I just wanted the Element because it was such a versatile vehicle, you know, and it worked out though. It worked out, and I'm pretty happy with it. I plan to keep it for as long as I can. Gay Dungan asks, do you plan on coming down to South Texas, and if so, if you do, when? As of right now, I don't have anything on the agenda to visit go down to South Texas at any point. Part of me actually wants to check out Austin in October. to go to Austin City Limits. I like Radiohead a lot, and I think that they're playing there. So I'm thinking about maybe trying to hit that just one night and spend a couple of days in Austin. I have a couple of friends that live there as well, so it'd be nice to catch up with them and explore. So maybe I might visit Austin for a few days, but maybe at some point in October. But otherwise, don't have too much with Texas just yet. Right now, it's kind of just, I haven't really planned the whole trip out yet, but I will make a video on that once I get things planned for the trip in the fall. David McDougall asks, says, "Hey Nate, love your videos. Thank you. You seem like a great guy. Thanks. Just wondering what your parents think of your adventure. Are they on side with it, and do they worry about you?" They definitely do worry about me, and they are definitely not on side with any aspect of my adventure at all. I don't want to go into too much detail with that, but yeah, they don't support it. They see it as an embarrassment that I would go in and do this. They think that it's pathetic that I live in a van. You know, there's all kind of stuff with my family back home being like, "Oh, that's a sore subject. Don't talk about Nathan," and all that stuff, you know. But it is what it is. They just don't support it, and I understand it. Most of my friends are very supporting of it though, and it works out. And I'm trying to do what makes me happy. You know, I'm trying to follow my dream here, and I'm gonna keep doing it. You know, regardless of their support. But they do worry about me. I talk to my mom very frequently, and she wants to check in and see how things are going, especially with the whole MRSA thing. So it's fine. You know, it's just that they just don't think it's great. I mean, I went to an expensive university. I have a lot of student loans and stuff like that, and they kind of expect me to have a very high-paying job so I can pay off those student loans and get a nice, just do what I'm expected to do, get a nice mortgage and get a nice house and so on and so forth. And I don't think that's for me. I don't think that's what I want to do for now, at least. It's definitely not what I want, and they're not very supportive of it, but it is what it is. Where is Ed? Says, Nate, great informative videos, keep it up. All right, thank you. My question, from your experience, do you think it would be feasible for a couple to live in the element together? Not permanently, but for a long, several-month road trip. Definitely. I've had messages and emails and stuff from viewers that said they have done that before for an extended period of time. It's definitely absolutely doable. Probably not with my exact setup. This bed is only 34 inches wide, so it's like a short twin, I think they call it, smaller than a twin. So it'd be pretty tough with this exact setup. But you could probably finagle something where you use the entire width. So you just use the whole area where my sink is. I won't show it to you, but the whole area where my sink is. And I think you'd be better off if you can make a bed that extends the entire width of the element. It'd be perfect, man. It would be absolutely perfect. You could definitely do it for a few months and be absolutely fine. Last question comes from Miles Davis. He said, "This is it's a small in terms of the element being small, but have you ever thought about putting in a fantastic fan? Hope you feel better soon." Thank you, man. I am feeling better, so that's good. Yeah, but regarding the fan, I've never thought about the fantastic fan just because I already have a sunroof. If I didn't have the sunroof, then definitely that would be something I would absolutely want to consider. But with the sunroof here, I don't know where I'd put the fan. I guess I could put it like right here. I don't know. I'm not too comfortable with the idea of drilling holes and making permanent modifications to the element anyways, just in case I ever want to resell it and move to something bigger or whatever it may be. If I need to resell it because it has issues or whatever. I mean, whatever I need to do. But yeah, I haven't really thought about, I've thought about it, but I don't think I'm ever going to do something like that, at least not on this vehicle. I've heard great things about the fantastic fans, though. I know a lot of van dwellers have them, and they're very, very cool, and they, no pun intended, but they definitely cool down the van and do that whole kind of thing. But yeah, definitely something that's interesting, but I don't think I would want to do it here in the element, especially just because I have the sunroof and it's good for ventilation. It works out. That's it for questions, guys. Obviously, post questions below for the next video, and I'll answer them in the next one. Thanks for watching, guys, and the next one, like I said, will be in 2 weeks. It'll be on the, I think I said the 9th, right? Yeah, the 9th of August. So I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.